You wanted to do this. This is. I remember you were saying, "I want to get fucked up." B. That's what you said.
B.
No, you didn't say B. I want to get fucked up. That's what you said. And you did it. You happy now?
No.
You look so miserable. Dude.
I do. You're listening to the Double D's podcast.
I'm Dom.
I'm D.respect.
He's got a great set of tits.
I get so angry thinking about this kid.
Because that's what most people are bitching about.
Up to New York, you know what I mean? We like to eat out here. You know?
You gotta stop looking at interacting with people online as a cheap date. My father used to drink.
Get the fuck away from me. I'm done.
I come a lot, by the way.
You're doing the rap stuff.
If you didn't say it, somebody in the comment section would have said it.
It's like how you feel when you're having a paranoid high.
That's a dynamic connection right there. You are listening to the Double D's podcast.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dom.
I'm D.respect. If you're listening to the Double D's podcast via iTunes, we always want to encourage you guys to be active within the iTunes community. Please subscribe. Please comment. Please review us. It helps the Double D's podcast out so very much.
It's good. It's nice.
It helps. It helps.
Yeah.
Doesn't cure hangovers, though.
D's hungover today. His
I am.
eyes are all red.
Yes, I am. Are they red?
No. He's got snot running from his nose. His dick's bleeding. All kinds of crazy stuff right now.
One thing that we didn't mention to you guys, yes, Dom is in New York City right now. But one thing we didn't mention to you guys is that it is my birthday on Sunday right now.
I thought it was going to be Wednesday.
My birthday's on Wednesday?
I thought it was Wednesday. It's not Wednesday?
No.
Oh, okay.
March 8th, sir. March 8th. It was my birthday. Went out last night. Dom, he joined me. Group of my friends, brothers, sisters. We had a good time.
I didn't pass out. I did sneak into the basement of a bar. I sat on a bench though. I was trying to get away. It was I just get so tired. I had my phone in my hand. I was texting a lady. A lady.
At the bar, you were texting a lady?
No. I was at the bar texting someone who's back home because I miss her. And this drunk dude came up to me. I was falling asleep. I was sitting there on this bench in the basement. I was passing out for like 2 seconds. Wake up. My phone's still with me. I'm telling this story as I have a sock hanging from my ear.
For whatever reason.
I just put a sock on my ear. This is the new shit. But yeah, I'm sitting there. I zone out. I wake up every 2 seconds. This drunk dude comes up. I wake up and he's just comes right in my face. He's like, "Hey, where are you from? Where are you from?" And he has a nice friendly drunk. Super. And you don't want to. When you meet a friendly drunk, I'm gonna give you guys a little advice. You don't want to do anything but be super friendly. Match their energy. Because if you
because you don't want to aggravate them, or?
Yeah, because it'll switch.
Okay.
They're in super friendly mode, but they can easily go into fuck you, man. Like fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, so I was pretty nice to the guy. He's like, "Where are you from?" I tell him Maryland. He's like, "I'm from Virginia, dude. What are you guys doing after this? What do you guys?" That was like,
wait. At what point of the night was this? This was
like
one or what?
It was probably 2. We only there for like 30 minutes after that.
Okay.
So it was like 2:30 or something. Yeah, and he's asking me like what we're gonna end up doing. I'm like, going home, dude. Like what the fuck? And he's like stumbling off to the bathroom, almost runs into the wall. Like push him in the direction of the bathroom. But it was a good night, man. It was fun.
That moment you meet your dad in a bar, it's like, "Hey son, I've been crusading around the country. I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah, it was a very good night, man.
You were fucked up.
My relationship with alcohol, it's been pretty consistent throughout my 20s and onto my 30s right now. I've always been a weak drinker, man. And it showed true because you know what? I can't even use the excuse of, it's because I didn't eat. Because at a certain point, the first thing we did, guys, was we went to an Italian restaurant. So obviously we ate a lot of carbs, a lot of pasta, a lot of grease.
Actually, you know what? No, we didn't eat that many carbs.
Well, I ate bread and I ate the lasagna.
The amount
lasagna.
The amount of bread we ate
Yeah.
was like It's equivalent to like 3 slices, dude.
I ate a lot of bread. Well, maybe you weren't looking, but I ate a lot of bread, man.
I thought I ate more bread than anyone else there. Maybe I was just being
So this is the competition. Is that what this was?
It's all about me.
This is a competition, and Dom won. You won.
I did eat a lot of bread. You had some good lasagna. It's a little pricey.
Yeah, definitely.
A little pricey. It was nice. It was nice though.
Very nice establishment.
ambience.
Yeah.
There was a gay chef who had a waxed mustache.
That was an epic mustache.
It's just weird though.
It was villainy.
I don't. His mustache came out. His waxed mustache thing came out to about an inch. Would you say? In the corner of his mouth?
I wasn't that observant of his mustache.
I was looking at it. I was transfixed.
See, well, the thing with me is that I can't possibly even grow that, so I don't. It's not even a reality for me. So I don't even look at it. It's like I could never have that. So I didn't pay too much attention to it, or else I'll hate him for it.
God, your friend is all like intimidating him, like, oh, this steak better be the best, man. I'm like, oh, I can't believe he's saying that shit. I was like, oh god, this dude has gotten all
that
this.
Steak
schools.
was good. It was a delicious steak.
Yeah.
It was a delicious steak. But yeah, like I was saying, it's I threw up, man. I threw up. I don't remember how many times I threw up, but I definitely threw up.
I counted. I was there for a bunch.
Several times. But because I took a lot of shots, man. I couldn't count how many shots I took.
What does it is a succession. You did like 4 of them or 5 of them in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, within like 20 minutes. It was.
And then there was that blue drink, which is like I don't know who.
The blue drink came because Disrespect had this inside little thing with a friend.
Adios motherfucker or something.
Yeah, adios motherfucker. And then she looked it up on the phone, and then my friend showed it to the bartender, and then it was like the bartender made it, and the bartender explained that it was like a collaboration of like 5 different liquors, sort of like a Long Island iced tea. And I was sipping on that, and that along with the Hennessy and the Blue Moon, and oh god,
you had a beer there? You had a Blue Moon?
Jameson. God, I'm like coughing right now just thinking about all that stuff. Yeah,
it's too much of a mixture.
I had 2 Blue Moons. Yeah.
Like I was saying before we went out, you got to stick to the darks or the lights. You got to make your decision.
What's the saying? What's the whole rhyming saying that people associate it so you can
Wine
remember
before liquor. Never been quicker.
Really?
No, it's not. I just made that up.
No, but it makes sense.
They're saying wine, but yeah, don't drink.
Right.
Yeah. But those bartenders, I really respect them because they're like, this guy was a really good bartender. He was like very, very personable, and like he didn't look at us like we were retarded when we were mentioning adios motherfucker and those weird ass drinks.
He wasn't dismissive.
You know he gets that every night. It's like, can you do a twisted condom? Yeah. Do you have twisted condoms?
Yeah, like, I've never heard of that drink.
And you know what they want to say is like, what the fuck is it? Like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Like it's some shit your friend made in college. Yeah, I'm supposed to know this. Like they don't know. Mm-hmm. But he was really nice about it. He was like, okay, and I could see it in his face. He's just doing it like, okay, they want to drink this. I guess like what. Mm-hmm. That's quite the job. You see people poisoning themselves every night.
You don't see people in their natural state. You don't. You see people very joyful, very jovial all the time, which makes it really enjoyable, unless you're dealing with a shithead.
So you're saying even when a person walks in there, that's not their natural state?
Oh, okay. If they walk in there, yeah, but normally you'll be. Yeah, I think you'll become conversational with a bartender as the transactions are being made. You're buying drinks, laughing and all that stuff. I think that's when you that's when they get to see your personality. But he did normally with bartenders, you do have that dismissive attitude sometimes that they're talking to you, but they're only talking to you because you're getting drinks. But this particular bartender, it really seemed like he was like he really gave a shit about because I mean, you guys know this just as well as we do. I mean, when you go to the bar, I mean, assuming you guys really don't go out. I mean, until I see one of you fucks outside the bar, I'm not going to be convinced that you guys actually go outside.
I don't want to see any of you fucks outside the bar.
You guys are like John Travolta in that movie. What is it, The Bubble Boy or something, that he stays in that bubble?
John Travolta had like Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, John Travolta did it years before, sir.
He was in a Bubble Boy movie?
Years before. This is going to be our first Google search right now. All right, but yeah, you guys know this, that when you go to a bar, you have a group of friends, sometimes a group of people can be a bit overbearing, a little excited, and this bartender, even though dealing with those moments, he was just cool as a cucumber, well-deserved tip.
You gave him a big tip.
Yes, I did.
Dick joke. Dick talk. Yeah, that's right. I stole it from the Brilliant Idiots. I don't care. I'll steal anyone's saying. All right, brother.
The John Travolta movie was The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, 1976.
You're right.
Yeah, I remember. I'm old, man. You
just made this up. You photoshopped this just for the show. That's what you did.
That's what I did. I went through the trouble while you were sleeping.
While you were throwing up from your hangover.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm in the fucking bubble, guys. Why am I know it's shitty. Why am I in the bubble? The Irish bartender guy, I couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying.
The owner.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
Hello everybody. I can't do separate tabs. I'm only drink one. I cash only in this bar, okay? This bar called Rumors.
Kind of felt like he threatened me in between it.
I can't
You want to fight about it?
I don't know. Give me the quote. Give me the quote, laddie. I need it.
What would be an Irish person's thing? Like, I beat Scotty McDougal, in 1988 at the great duel of Scott. I don't know.
Didn't work. Didn't work, dog.
No, didn't work. Wasn't successful at all.
I had me a potato once during a famine. We had to share it over 5 years. we sliced a potato up. We sliced it up, made it into whiskey.
Dom and I were we watched two movies while Dom's been here. He spent the greater part of this trip so far, and you'll be leaving on Tuesday.
Yeah, man.
He spent the greater part of this trip so far in my apartment. So we've been chilling, watching a few movies. We saw two movies. Okay, we saw Rounders, and we saw Donnie Brasco. Rounders, big poker movie. Matt Damon, Ed Norton, and John.
Interestingly enough, these movies are 1 year apart.
They're 1 year apart.
Yeah.
John Malkovich in Rounders, and then Donnie Brasco is it's Johnny Depp and Al Pacino, and Dom and I we're really perplexed, and I don't know if you guys are perplexed about this idea, this issue that always seems to happen in mobster movies. It's the premise of Dom loans money from me. He gets money from me. And I tell Dom, there's going to be, a bit of collateral that goes with that money. And if you cannot pay what I gave you, I'm going to kill you. I've never understood the idea of, I want you to pay me so bad that I'm willing to kill you to ensure that you'll never pay me.
You know what it is? It's fear. I don't think they're focused on whether or not they'll be able to pay it. Mm-hmm. They're focused on making you so scared of death.
But but it's not like they're scaring you. They're gonna fucking kill you. I understand that. I understand that idea. Like, we're gonna scare the shit out of him.
What
for the incentive?
I'm gonna kill you, your wife, your kids, because you didn't pay me $20. $20 is what he owes. By the way, I can't pay you back, please. I don't have the money.
Eddie, who do you owe money to?
I don't want to talk about it, man. It's tough. We're going through a tough time, okay?
I'm guessing it would be a restaurant owner. You're putting it on your tab. Or
yeah, I actually own a couple restaurants in the city,
Okay. I think Eddie forgot what he was saying. He's thinking about lasagna.
He went off somewhere.
Eddie went off somewhere.
He's trying to hide.
Right.
He does lasagna. But you owe the guy money, and he wants you deathly afraid. Mm-hmm. As long as you're scared, he knows that you have a better chance of paying him. And I mean, God. But, if they kill you, they have to dispose of a body, which is hard. They have to, I guess, have it on their conscience, which is a tiny slice.
No, that's not there at all. There's nothing there.
Maybe I don't get it, man. It's probably, I want to say that it probably didn't happen like that in real life. They probably just whooped the shit out of you.
So you don't think that this is a common practice amongst the mob? You think it's just a Hollywood thing? I
think when the mob really wanted, I think they were smart enough to be like, we'll break your legs. We want you to pay, but we're gonna make your life kind of worse than death. We're gonna just cripple you. Mm-hmm. You won't be able to use your.
But still, say if I owe money and I'm just a blue collar guy, working in the metro. Talking to people about, how I get to work every day, it takes me like the 5 minutes to get there. I take that route and, whatever. I'm a blue collar guy and I owe the mob, $500 and I can't pay up. You break my legs, I can't go to work. How the fuck are you gonna get your money?
It doesn't. That's not our problem. You should have thought about that before you borrowed from Dom Two Hands. Okay?
There is that. The Dom 2 hands. Everybody has 2 hands.
No.
Dom 3 hands.
It's not. I mean, yeah. Sometimes I go by 3 hands. 3 hands with 2. You know.
There was a certain part in Donnie Brasco, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen Donnie Brasco. I mean, if you haven't, get a fucking life. It's basically Johnny Depp is he's an undercover cop, and he basically Al Pacino brings him in. Al Pacino obviously doesn't know that he's a cop. He's just kind of naive and very trusting. So their first scene together is in a bar where someone told Al Pacino that Johnny Depp is the diamond guy or something like that. And he presents these diamonds to Johnny Depp and he says, "What do you think about these diamonds?" And then Johnny Depp sort of says, "Oh, they're fakes." But the word that he uses is Fugazi. They're Fugazi. What is the actual definition of Fugazi?
It's just fake, man. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Let's look up the actual define. What is it? What
Fugazi? Fugazi.
Okay, right there. Fugazi. Okay.
When
Urban Dictionary comes up, it's an ethnic thing.
What? Fake.
Oh, look! If you go to Urban Dictionary, of course it says fake and false, but it's the quote from the movie. That's a Fugazi, and then in parentheses it says about a jewel from Donnie Brasco. There you go.
What the fuck?
There you go. So so Johnny tells him, it's a Fugazi, and Al Pacino's like, "Well, what the fuck you talking? I know what a Fugazi is."
He's getting kind of angry. He's like, first he's angry. He's angry first that he is challenging him on anything, and then he's angry because it's like, this is my wife's diamond. I wanted to get something nice for her. What the hell? And you're telling me it's not real? And then he's just perplexed that he knew it was fake. Yeah. Now, that's the worst part. He's like, huh? Fugazi, huh?
It's a Fugazi. I'm telling you, it's a Fugazi.
How'd you know?
I looked it up on the YouTube.
Why am I always licking my lips? Why do Al Pacino?
I have no clue, but this tutorial, I'll show you right here. It says how to spot a Fugazi.
What is it, fucking YouTube?
YouTube is his whole computer.
Is this you?
That's what my nephew tells me.
It's for Fugazi, huh?
Yeah, it's a Fugazi. Hey, how about this? How about the idea? Okay, maybe this is a reach.
This podcast is a Fugazi.
This podcast is a Fugazi. How about, because by the end of the movie, if you haven't seen it, go fuck yourself. Of course, by the end of the movie, it's an undercover movie. Yeah, they all find out Johnny Depp is fake, right? What if Johnny Depp is the Fugazi? Because a lot of times, I don't know.
You're dumb.
Dom had this astonished look, and I thought he was with me, and he just fucking said, "You're a fucking idiot." He is the Fugazi. Okay, all right, maybe I'm going too far, but just follow me on this.
No, you're right.
Follow me down this rabbit hole of stupidity. A lot of times in movies, I don't know if, like for example, I'll use House of Cards as an example because I tried to watch House of Cards recently, a couple episodes. I watched it while I was editing a podcast, which probably wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, you want the audio. It's very important.
But I can multitask
if you're watching Spartacus, but that's like a very action based thing. But like, and the sound, it's like people are yelling or whatever. The dialogue is very easy to follow. House of Cards, it's like, we're going to do the Iowa caucuses for 2016, and you have to know these details. The first 4 episodes, it's like Doug Stamper is trying to get this congressman to do this thing. You have to pay attention.
Well, I bring it up because the very first scene in House of Cards, I do believe... obviously, all directors, they have their different ideas and how they want to convey characters and how they want to show you, whatever. But in House of Cards, you definitely get that first scene that tells you all about the lead's character. Yeah. The dog gets hit in the middle of the street, and he has that little monologue where he talks about, there's 2 types of pains. There's a pain that gives you growth, and then there's useless pain, which is just nothing but suffering. Yeah. Obviously, that's what the dog was experiencing, so he said in these situations, you need someone who's willing to do the dirty work, and he fucking strangles the dog. Yeah. So that tells you all you need to know about Kevin Spacey. Yes. So in Donnie Brasco, or in most movies, do you think that, though all directors have their ideas of things that they want to do you think that that's the intention of a lot of films? Like, first First thing, this is the typical, we all follow this. We all have our own styles, but in the first scene, we're going to tell you all you need to know about this relationship or this character.
The thing about good screenwriting is that if you're dealing with someone who's very conscious and an excellent writer, you'll get shit like this. Like I'm giving D shit about this Fugazi thing, but it's actually pretty brilliant because he is fake.
Yeah.
And Pacino is perplexed. I mean, we joke about it, but he is perplexed by how he knew. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that, like, towards the end of the movie where he's like, he never believes. He eventually believes that he's like, okay, I guess he was a rat, but he was being fooled. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, that's actually a sign of really good writing because it's unnecessary. Mm. They didn't have to do. It could have been Johnny Depp sees some dude in the street and just decks him, and then Pacino's like, that kid's strong.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring him into the mob.
He has balls, huh?
Right.
That could have been it, but it wasn't about that. It was about him knowing what's real or isn't real.
Yeah, and he's still
Pacino can't do it.
Yeah, he just can't. And Dom and I joked that it would be funny because a scene after a scene after he had found out that indeed it was a fake because he took Johnny Depp to the guy who gave him the jewels and they beat the shit out of him. Yeah. And Pacino still couldn't believe that you could tell that was a Fugazi.
Yeah.
And we joked that, later on in the movie it would be hilarious how, like, third quarter into the movie, they're just driving in the car, they're having an intense conversation about the mob, and then, Donnie, I want to talk to you. It's about the Fugazi thing. I'm still not convinced how you knew it was a Fugazi. Like, he's just obsessed about it.
We're trying to get Johnny 2 times here. He's gonna kill us. What are you?
Yeah.
Let's focus on what's real, okay? Huh? Pacino's good in this movie, man.
He's very good. He's very likable, very relatable. So I guess that was I guess if my theory holds true, I guess that scene was more about Pacino than it was about Johnny Depp. Is the movie more about Pacino or about Johnny Depp?
In general, I think it's more about Pacino and Lefty. Lefty, he calls himself.
Lefty too.
You ask anyone in the high boroughs. Mm-hmm. I know about. He actually, what he says is, ask anyone in the world about Lefty.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to Haiti and ask about Lefty. Yes, we know Lefty, as we know him. He's pretty good.
What Mulberry Street?
Oh God,
Mulberry Street.
But I think it's more about Pacino because it's about his disbelief, his trustworthiness, how trusting he is of Johnny Depp. Because Johnny Depp is trying to. The movie is called Donnie Brasco, of course, but he is the lens by which you examine someone who is super trustworthy and he's not on. He does bad things, but he's like. He really likes this idea of family and being close to people and stuff like that. And he's not as cool as he wants to be, too. You notice that?
Right.
He's like, yeah, I ask everyone about me, and he's not really rising up the ranks that well. He's like, yeah, but I think the movie is about this sort of poor dude. Because I mean, towards the end, you know he's gonna get whacked,
right? And
he's just kind of I guess that's it.
Right.
And I mean, Johnny Depp had a hard time too, but he's not going to get whacked.
No.
I mean, Lefty he had the most trouble. I think it is about him.
It's more about him than it is about I would think so.
I mean, and it's shitty. Like Donnie's scenes are like being angry at the FBI. That's pretty cool. But his scenes with his family, I honestly, there's so many times I watch movies where I'm like, I don't want to know about his love interest. I do not give a fuck. I don't want to see his wife coming home like, you're gonna kill yourself. Like, shut up. Why is that there? Is that to get the female audience?
Yeah,
because they want to see the kissing.
Yeah,
and the romance. I don't think it's necessary.
You got to make appeal.
There are exceptions in this world.
If the wife is hot, then you'd want to.
I won't see that shit. If the wife is hot, Goodfellas.
Okay.
Karen's character is like, she's necessary.
Goodfellas, this is with Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Karen, and she flushes the coke. She had a stake in this tale. She was bringing him drugs into the jail, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna fuck other ladies. You're gonna fuck other ladies, and then you want me to bring all this shit in." And she's like throwing the coke at him out of her puffy ass jacket. She was like helping him, and she was just a good actress in that too. I felt like that was one of the only Casino too. She was necessary.
Sharon Stone,
yes.
absolutely.
Because she tore him down.
But that's such a train wreck that it's like you love it. It's not like your typical she's not like Adrian from Rocky. She's like, you can't do it, Rock.
I'll take Adrian. I'll give you. Let's talk.
You're okay with Adrian?
Yes. Let's talk about necessary chicks or spouses in movies. Mm-hmm. The ones who needed to be there. Like Adrian, she's good because she's on the other side. She shows you. God damn, I know it's gonna be kind of devil's advocate, but like she shows you sort of. I can't remember what to say that he has a softer side. Why do we need to know that? We know he has a dog and he likes a dog. Whatever. Fucking Polly. Who are the other necessary women in movies?
Other necessary women?
Necessary role, like who just they enhance the main character.
Oh, that happens very rarely. I mean, you're asking me from this perspective of a guy who just wants, just give me the raw data, just give me the guy's struggle. And...
Whiplash, that girl, that scene.
Well, she was just necessary just for that scene where he could just kind of tell, like, hey, look, I've got important things that I'm gonna do with my life, so I can't be with you. Yeah. So it's like, which that scene is great because that scene probably gives you a bit of a window through Fleener, what's his name?
Fletcher.
Through Fletcher's life. Because you don't find out a lot about Fletcher, but you got to know that at one point Fletcher had this conversation with several females.
How do you know?
Because
you just assume
the way his life is, he doesn't seem like he has anyone around him.
Yeah.
So it's like even though you don't get anything out of his life, this kid is living for his approval, so he might be becoming him. You know what I'm saying? He might be becoming him. So it's at some point he probably told a wife or a girlfriend, listen, he didn't tell her in that detailed way, but through his actions, he kind of told her like, hey, look, I got more important stuff. Some guys, I guess, will tell you and sit you down and tell you I got more important things to do with you. And some people will show you through their actions that they're going to dismiss the fuck out of you and just go for their goals and stuff like that. But no, I don't think that shit was fucking necessary. It's forced a lot of times in movies. It really is forced.
I don't think it should be that. If they want to get a girl in there, just make it necessary. Make it so that she's adding something to the tale.
Yeah. I
just don't want to see these situations where it's like Anne Heche or whoever the fuck it was. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and Rounders too.
Yes.
She is the same kind of thing. It was like, hey, you get it. She leaves him. Mm-hmm. Doesn't she just leave him because
She leaves him because he's playing poker.
I gotta tell you, Rounders is okay. I like this last scene with Johnny KGB.
Yeah.
But
Teddy.
Yeah, Rounders. For you guys who don't know, it's a poker film. Did we already talk about what it's about?
Well, I explained to them. Well, I said it was a poker film. I didn't really
I'm gonna say it again anyway. All right, Matt Damon is dealing out the cards.
Mm-hmm.
The sweet science. No, that's not what they call it. But and Ed Norton is his stupid fucking friend who comes out of jail, and they're gaming people. They both go into a game and they're like working. Mm-hmm. And Ed Norton has this trick where he can deal from the bottom of the deck and shit like that. But Anne Heche, his dumb wife, Matt Damon's dumb wife, doesn't want.
No, Anne Heche is in. She's in Donnie Brasco.
They look the fucking same. No. Wait, no. Gretchen Mol is her name. You see how I just
Dom and his wife. Of course, he knows who the fuck these women are.
It's like Rain Man.
Right,
like floating around. I got like a terminal.
It's like a Rolodex in his mind of all the white women he knows. It just works that way, man. We have to talk about
hashtag Dom and his wet wipes.
We have to talk about your
Dom and his wet
your
wipes.
Addiction to white women.
I'm not addicted, dude.
If you lived in New York City, you would be in heaven because you go downtown and it's white women heaven.
Here we're in Dominican Girl Central.
Yeah, Dominican Girl Central. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Place.
Dominican girls. Well, within this building, there's a lot of African. No, every time I do an African accent, it sounds Haitian.
Just do it.
African. There we go. there is African people in this.
You sound like the lady on the train, fucking. Jesus Christ loves you. Jesus Christ knows everything about you. Why
Lady
would you
on the train?
fornicate? Why would this lady? I was on my way here. She's like, why would you fornicate? Why would you talk so much? Why would you do these bad things? Why would you not be nice to your parents? Why would you?
On what street was this? What was this?
It was the. Fuck! It was a red train.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the. I don't fucking know. A or something. Yeah, A uptown.
Okay.
And she's sitting there talking, and I gotta say, this shit was going for like 15 minutes, did not stutter one time. She was just boom, boom. Like, she's actually really, I mean, frazzled, crazy,
She's a very good
discombobulated.
speaker.
Not a good speaker. I would say she was just like, it was like without fault. It was like, it felt like very practiced, or like she's like, my brothers and sisters, please think about this. Blah, 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 blah. And she didn't stop. There were no pauses. She just kept going. I mean, is that something that is granted to you from being nuts?
Because she's merely just a vessel, and Jesus Christ is speaking through her.
If that is that what Jesus is, some old African lady. Hey, listen to me. Listen. No, I'm good, dog. I'm good. Back up. I'm like stiff arming Jesus to the chest.
Please listen to me, dumb.
You have to listen to. You can't continue to do this.
No, I think it's the absolute. I think it's the righteousness. The idea of what I'm saying is truth. I know the truth to life, and you can speak with. I guess it's very comforting to at least feel like you have all the answers, so you can just speak in this infallible way and just say I'm not gonna stutter because of, like, why do we stutter? I mean, do we stutter because it's something like in our heads, or is it because we're unsure about what we're saying?
I don't think it's being unsure. I think I think it's I get excited about putting thoughts out, and I'm being deliberate right now. And I'm doing the Obama button push in D.Respect's face right now.
Yes, he is.
I'm trying to not be. If I was talking to you about Hulk right now, I'd be like, Planet Hulk is good book. Where he goes to space, he gets sent to space by the Illuminati.
So you're less likely to stutter if it's something sort of mundane. Like, it's like if you're at work, for example, not very excited about anything, so you're like, yeah, pretty much just where you plug that in, and USB.
That's a good question. I might completely go back on what I said.
Because I'd like to think that I'd like to think that I stutter because or have pauses because it's a bad thing because you're thinking about what you're saying. You're putting too much thought into what you're saying as opposed to just throwing it out. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you're in a subway and you've done this about 20 million times, that on top of the fact that you are, you walk with God, very less likely to stutter. Very less likely to stutter.
What if she is actually ordained by the Holy Spirit? What if she is really God's servant and this is the woman he chooses to send his message? You ever think about that shit? Like,
that's what she'd like to believe.
Like, what if you're right? This is it? So this is what his Holy Spirit is flowing through some smelly, unkempt woman on the train.
She looked very unkempt.
Yeah, she looked pretty unkempt. I threw in smelly because I just assumed
because she's a servant. Well, I got to tell you, man, my hangover is really hitting me, and I have this very nauseous feeling right now.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Go to the bathroom.
Give me a second. God damn it! I woke up. We might have had.
If you want me to punch him in the stomach really hard,
please don't. I will definitely throw up.
Please type 2 in the comment. Just hit 2.
Dom and I got up this morning.
A good just.
We got up this morning and we had a Dominican breakfast. We ate tres golpes.
Tres culpas.
Yeah, that's what he thinks it is. Which is basically just mashed up plantains, salami,
onions,
and fried cheese with eggs. And it's the breakfast of champions, especially if you have a hangover. But excuse me,
he's about to. D.Respect has his Arizona iced tea right here. I'm just gonna drink from it. Just gonna contract my herpes. Oh my God, how ridiculous of me to drink in front of you. What should I talk about? What do I have on this agenda? It's a terrible thing to talk about what you're going to talk about instead of just doing it. I'm here in the city, in Queens, I think, because I'm going to Japan in a few days. We're going to fly out of JFK. I'm going to be there for about 10 days in Japan, and then 3 days in Hong Kong, which I've never been to. How you feeling, man?
Nauseous.
Did anything come up?
No.
You're holding it down, P.O.P.
Holding it down. Mom, I love you. P.O.P. Holding it down.
I saw someone capture a picture of some cougar had escaped like the zoo or something, and they had the cougar by its legs, and it's hanging upside down, and its face looked like it was like
a cougar.
Yeah, like
an actual cat.
Yeah, an actual cat, and someone had tagged it with the P.O.P. hold it down. Fucking relaying memes vocally is just, it's pointless. Because you can never... that's not him hating my joke. It probably is. My joke made him even more nauseous than he was. He's like...
No, putting my glasses on probably hurt my eyes a little bit.
Jesus.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought it... No, it's me.
Turn that phone off. We're in the studio.
I'm sorry. Guys, I really feel like shit. You guys got to know that we care about this podcast because we got up in the fucking morning and we could have slept for about 8 hours, but we chose not to, and we wanted to eat breakfast and give you guys this quality podcast. But right now it's hurting right now. I'm feeling it.
I think we should talk a little about Japan and
Japan. You're going to Japan this week.
Yep. I told the folks while you were vomiting and shitting. I'm leaving in a few days. Actually, when this show about when this comes out, I might be in the air. I might be dead, in ashes, floating over the Malaysian Ocean. I could be doing that. I could be having a samurai fight. Yeah.
Whatever happened to that plane, by the way?
They didn't find the first Malaysian flight. They found the second one. Okay. Air Malaysia. I don't know, man. It's just eerie. Mm-hmm. So I'm going over Japan for like about 10 days, I think. 3 days in Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. None of us have been to Hong Kong. I don't speak a lick of Chinese. I don't know what we're going to do. I think it's going to be fun, though. Mm. I think it's going to be a fun, strange experience.
So that's what you're doing differently this year as opposed to last year? You're going to Hong Kong.
Yeah, 3 days over there. I think we're trying to find things that we can do that's over there. Maybe one or two tourist attractions. Besides that, I think we're just going to pick a direction. What we usually do is just choose a place, a direction or a city, and just walk a long time. And I think that's a good thing to do, though. Because you'll soak things in. Things will happen. I mean, it's like when people come here and you just walk around Manhattan for a long-ass time. Shit happens. You see things.
You walk around Manhattan and you walk very slowly in front of New Yorkers, which frustrates the shit out of us. So you're going to be that guy in Hong Kong.
Whoa, these skyscrapers. So this is Hong Kong, huh? You should get your camera out. Look. It's
lady, I gotta get to work. I can't deal with this shit.
Can you hold this camera?
I cannot.
Can you just? How rude. How? Oh,
let me guess. You're coming in from Florida.
Yes, but I thought I mean. We heard about the I almost made a shitty Trayvon joke and just wouldn't.
A shitty Trayvon joke?
Yeah, I almost made some kind of a joke about like them gunning you down or something.
It's very insensitive of you.
Because they're all terrible down there walking around with pistols. I was watching this shit about we're going to take a detour real quick on gun safety. I think gun nuts secretly want shit to happen to them. They secretly want reasons to kill people. It's guys who are like, I have a gun for self-defense, like protect my home. They fantasize about someone breaking in. I don't think it's this thing where it's like, in case it happens.
I wish a motherfucker would.
That's what it is. I wish I want it to happen. Plus, I want them to be unarmed. I don't want any risk. I want it to be a clean, like, oh, you're about to fucking get it. Blah! That's what they want. And they imagine they're going to look a certain way. They're going to behave a certain way. They imagine a thug coming through and like threatening their family and shit, and all of a sudden with a flourish, they brandish their weapon and dirty Harry them right in the chest. That's what they think about, dude.
Good movie line right before it get like, not in my house, punk.
Like, what's a Fugazi? Blah! That's
Says
my
Al Pacino.
Yeah, that's my line. You're about to be Fugazi'd.
So you think that's what it is? You think it's not really paranoia, it's just you're welcoming it in.
I think both. I think it's just like these concealed carry guys, like they want to get into a fight, man. They want it to happen. I can't believe that they're peaceful at all. Like that they're just that you owning it just feels to me like you owning it for that purpose to me just feels like you. I guess it's a certain amount of them who talk a lot about self-defense and shit like that. It's just, I don't know. I'm not going to Florida is the point. Mm-hmm. I'm not. Walking on the street, get shot.
What's, I have no idea what the political state of Japan is. What kind of country are they?
This is a democracy.
It's a democracy? Okay.
They have a PM. What else? I think they're trying to beef up their military a little bit, but I believe you guys.
Are they goose steppers? No, it's Korea. That's North Korea.
Yeah,
right.
There was an issue with like post World War II. One of the conditions of their surrender, I believe, was like they either can't have a military or they can't have a powerful one. It's like really weak over there. What they actually have, I think that was one of the things. So I mean, that's an interesting thing about them. I was watching an anime the other day. This was weird. I'm sitting there watching it. Attack on Titan. I think about 40% of you will know what that is. It's an anime about. I
am not of that 40%.
It's an anime about these people who live within these walls. It's a giant. Imagine a giant, million-ton concrete walls that are about like, I don't know. I'm gonna guess like half a mile high, and on the inside the walls keep getting taller. What they're keeping out are these giant creatures with like their skin is flayed, and they have like these creatures are probably like 400 feet tall, and they have like these really strange, almost comical expressions on their faces, like they smile, and then they walk up to these walls and they just keep smashing them. They break in and just start eating the people like they're candy. That's the society these people live in.
Okay.
I was watching Attack on Titan the other day, and I thought to myself, what if this is just some weird residual guilt about World War II or something? Or this is all about Hiroshima, or like being attacked and not really being able to fight back and shit like that. I mean, it's in there. I might have been reaching a little bit, but I mean, it's got to be fucking crazy being in a war. Like, 'cause we're never gonna have that again. Getting those bombs dropped on you, you're like, we don't care. We know that there are women and children and soldiers here. We are going to take out everyone. It's like, and it's like you're taking a person's head and just mushing it into the mud. It's like, are you done now? That sort of shit. We're never gonna get that again in a war.
That's what it. My mistaken, was it Vietnam? That famous picture, a little Asian kid.
The self-immolating. Oh no, the one with like their
naked.
Their head is all goopy.
No, something. I'm thinking of the Asian kid, like sort of with his arms flailing in the air.
I think that would be Nam.
Naked. Was that Nam? Yeah. Okay.
What a goddamn mess that war was.
Okay.
Yeesh. Not that the other wars weren't messy.
Not that all of them weren't unrational.
No. I want to talk about a clean war like WWII.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. There's no such thing as a bad war.
In some senses,
they're just all shitty.
In some senses, I think in our public consciousness, I think that's the right way to use the word. We consider WWII to be the cleanest war because it was so obvious who we were up against, and it was obvious that they were wrong, and that if they won, it was like the things that were at stake. It was so clear. You don't get shit like that now. You know, That's about as
so much
clear.
self-interest now.
Yeah, and it's like you didn't have people protesting and shit because it wasn't like, well, we don't know what the Nazi like. They might be no, there wasn't any of that.
Right.
There wasn't any consideration about what they like. Dude, they were fucking throwing dudes in ovens. Mm-hmm. I mean, but now it's like it's just a mess.
So you think that would have that was basically the only war that was sort of justified? That it's like, yes, this needs to be done.
I think the American Revolution was, I mean, in terms of us trying to keep this property and get the fuck away from the British who just wanted a piece of everything, I think the American Revolution was justified. It was very justified. I mean, the British just wanted the pieces that, like, they still wanted control. And it's like, no, this is us now. We're breaking up.
We're taking...
Let us do our shit.
Much, okay, educate me here a little bit.
I'll try.
As far as World War II, did we cross hairs with the Nazis at all at some point, or was it just a policing thing that we did where we said we don't like what you're doing over there, so we're just going to go over there and just sort of end that?
I think that's what it was.
Or was something done on U.S. soil or anything like that?
No, not at all.
Okay, so it was a policing thing. Yeah. It was like, we're big brother.
It's like we know what's going on over there, and we had an alliance with the UK. I mean, like we needed to help them. I believe we were also helping. God, I want to say right. There was, I think.
I can just imagine all the actuallys that we'll get out of this.
I know. Go ahead. I believe. Was it East Germany? Like they were the ones who were fighting against it, or it might have been West. I mean, because the Berlin Wall went up, and there was one portion of the army that was like, no, like we're fighting against it. I don't fucking remember. Go ahead. I don't know. I'm bowing out. I don't know anything.
This is actually a very difficult conversation for me to have right now because I'm fucking hungover.
Yeah,
I'm very surprised that I'm keeping up with you right now.
I thought the food was gonna help you. All that dense matter.
No. It's definitely helping. It's definitely. Well, the reason why I wanted to ask you about Japan because. They're a democracy, so you don't link them to guns. You don't link a paranoid, or is it just a bunch of samurai swords?
Yes, that's what it is. Cyber swords. They have dudes with like, it's like they shoot like powers out of their hands and shit, like Naruto. That's what it is. But
that's me being xenophobic.
Yeah, there are no guns there, man. Cops don't have guns. They have sticks. Okay. They're not even using that shit. If you had a dude over there who did some criminal, they would probably just say, come into the jail, and they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. And he would just walk in there. I'm so sorry.
I have failed you.
That's what he would do. He'd be all sad and shit. But there are no guns. And, like, the Yakuza people we saw, that's, like, their gang. That's their big gang. They don't even have it. Like, they're just dudes standing on the corner. They do nothing. They sort of want to look tough or something, but there's no gun violence. When there is violence, however, it's rare, but it's like some dude goes in the kindergarten with scissors and kills like 20 kids or some shit. When it does happen, it's really like, ooh boy, pretty nuts. But over there, man, you're out at 2 a.m. drunk. No one's robbing you. No one is touching you.
Doing karaoke.
Yes. Their karaoke is so cheap, dude. You're paying like $6 an hour over there.
You're gonna do karaoke. Yeah. We tried to do karaoke last night, but it was a big fail. We kept looking for the places.
I feel like we should have just bowed out.
It was amazing to me because they were after we left from the restaurant, there were about like I don't know, it was like 10 of us.
Yeah.
And none of us could find. Well, personally, I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't looking for shit.
I feel like you didn't want to go. I get that feeling you didn't want to go.
Well, I was. Well, the Misrespect, she really wanted to do the karaoke thing, and I was kind of like, all right, I just wanted all my people together. That's all I really cared about. So where we were going really wasn't important, just as long as we all stayed together. That's what really mattered to me. So we couldn't find the karaoke bar, and then we just went to the to the bar. But yeah, we wanted to do it, and I wanted to get in my creep.
Creep is your song?
Creep is my song, man. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to know. Okay. Yeah. When I'm not around.
I wish you had thrown up all over your microphone just now. Make you forever regret that song.
Well, I think we can all agree that there's a certain etiquette to karaoke. I don't know how it is in Japan, but I don't like doing karaoke with somebody who can actually sing.
Why? Because you take it too seriously?
It's not fucking fair. It's not fair. It's not funny.
It's not about fair.
No, it's not funny. The
There
nature.
are people better looking than you in this life. People who have bigger dicks, okay? And dicks that stay hard, okay? And don't get fucking soft. I just keep talking about dicks. They don't get soft, all right? There are people who sing better than you.
Well, I
You gotta
understand.
be okay with that.
It's not about
fair.
it's not about
Fuck outta
someone
here.
being able to sing better. It's about you've got to add some comedic value to the night.
No, you don't.
Yes, that's the nature of karaoke.
That's you. You're a funny karaokeer. Some people are like, I'm gonna sing.
You think?
That's not me.
Well, look,
that's not me. But
Okay,
I'm saying.
so it's sad that there are some people out there who don't have the stones to fucking say, I want to go out and be a singer instead of fucking projecting through the fucking karaoke
what if they have
mic.
3 kids at home and they gotta work at the docks?
Well, they should have kept those legs closed and worn some contraceptives.
I was talking about dudes.
Well, where are those contraceptives?
Keep your legs closed.
So, that's very sad and it's unfortunate for them, but,
So you're saying don't belt it out. Don't sing your heart out.
Well, you can do whatever you like, but it's just I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to fucking... you're not going to go up there and sing and I Will Always Love You note for note. You're not going to get a clap from me, you fucking asshole.
You don't clap?
All right, maybe I'll clap, but I'm not, I'm not going to laugh.
You're going to be like... So to you, karaoke is about laughing.
Yeah, that's what karaoke is about. Karaoke is about... To me, karaoke is about laughing at yourself. It's about looking ridiculous.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's about...
You get 2 drinks in you. I sing songs that I like, but when I get tired of I'll try for maybe 50% of the song. The other 50%, I'm flubbing lines, and I'm just like, I'm just yelling because I don't know. Mm-hmm. There are guys who take karaoke too seriously, probably yelling, and they have their songs they've been practicing for years. That is a little embarrassing, but that's their hobby, though. It can be your hobby. Mm-hmm. Karaoke can be something you do in your life. You gotta seize what you want in this life.
In this reality, you must seize what you want.
Oh, man.
I think I'm seizing sleep right now. That's what I'm seizing.
You got some good rest last night.
Huh?
You got some good rest.
Oh man, I tried. Guys, in the comment section, I mean, it's gonna be too late by then because I'll be 100%. Let me know what you guys take for hangovers. There's all sorts of different methods for hangovers. Some people drink Gatorade. Some people drink plenty of water. Some people eat hearty breakfasts.
Some people do an egg.
Some people drink actual alcohol to get themselves out of it.
Hair of the dog that bit you, they say.
Yes. What's the whole thing behind that? How would that solve?
I think it means that I don't know.
Yeah.
What you just it's out of your system, so you put more of it. Just seems gross.
I can't. Whenever I have a hangover, I can't. I can't stomach the feeling of more alcohol. It's the thinking of what I had last night makes me sort of. I couldn't imagine if somebody came in here and said, "Hey man, let's take shots." I'd be like, you're fucking crazy. My system will reject it right now. I think it's when you're in sync. I think when you have a hangover, you're totally in sync with your body. Like your body's just like
it's like no more.
It's like, dude, we gotta stop. It's like that old Bill Cosby joke.
Spanish Fly. That one?
Not Spanish Fly. It's about Bill Cosby when he said this was kind of him being, I guess, a bit Bill Cosby and preachy early in his career. I think around the 70s. I think the name of the special was Myself. I think it was called.
I think it's Himself.
Himself.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good special. And one of the famous bits from it was him talking about people. People tell themselves after a long week. Yes, it's himself. After a long week, they tell themselves, "I deserve this. I'm going to get drunk." So he ends the bit by sort of saying that by the end of these nights, normally you'll find yourself throwing up in a toilet. And as you're crawling to the toilet, he keeps saying, "Remember, you said you deserve this."
Yeah.
And you just, and you feel like shit by the end of it. But as you're getting sick, he illustrates the connection between you and your body, and he has this sort of voice like, stop drinking alcohol, stop. And like, you know, you just keep going. And he's like, we can, like, your stomach is basically telling you, we can't take any more. You've got to stop this. And that's what my mind is saying right now. That's what my body's saying right now. But I wasn't listening to this voice last night, because you sort of just get caught up in the peer pressure of everyone just saying you're taking a
peer
shot.
pressure, it sucks, doesn't it?
Hey, but I went with it.
People telling you to do stuff you shouldn't be doing, right?
But I went with it.
Yeah, what if you had not done that?
Sir, if we had marijuana right here, right now, which we don't, we could have.
You know what I would do? I would say, oh yeah, grind it up, man. 420, let's blaze it, all right? Let's blaze it, player. And I'd have my do-rag on, and you'd be grinding it, and as soon as you're about to roll or whatever the fuck, I would just blow. I would just knock it out.
Slap it out of my hands.
No. That'd probably make people really mad if you're just rolling up. You're like, oh, finally.
People wanted you to smoke on the, you know.
I don't care what they want.
They wanted to see. Look, I think that a part of
it's kind of mean to me to say. I do care what you want, but just no.
I think part about listening to a podcast is you also want to hear about dark shit. You know, you want to hear about like what's going on. I think maybe that's with me. I think that's a lot of the podcasts that I like, just, you know, places that go very dark and very just like self-hating. I like to hear that kind of stuff. And I think that's what our listeners sort of want sometimes. They sort of want that, like, a feeling of worthlessness, because it's like, yeah, I kind of feel that sometimes.
Oh, you want dark?
Yeah,
I
wanted dark. I wanted the dark.
No, I'll give you dark right now, huh?
Give me
you want dark? All right, I got to tell you about this thing I've been doing, all right?
This isn't going to be dark.
This job I was on.
Okay.
My job was, I was a jeweler, okay?
Okay.
I got these jewels out, all right?
Oh.
I was an informant. Okay, the diamonds, they're Fugazis, all right? You know what a Fugazi is?
I have no clue what a Fugazi is.
You want a Fugazi? It's fake, all right? I was an informant, all right? I give the guy the Fugazis. He puts a gun to my fucking neck, all right? There's a gun to my neck. And he says, how do you know? Oh, I tell you fucking fake. That's about it.
Dark.
That's they're Fugazis. You get it?
So very dark.
Spanish fly. You wanted to do this. This is. I remember you were saying, I want to get fucked up, B. That's what you said.
B?
No, you didn't say B. I want to get fucked up. That's what you said. And you did it. You happy now?
No.
You look so miserable,
dude. I do.
You should have got some Alka-Seltzer, man.
I got Excedrin.
Is it helping?
Well, I don't have a headache. It's
gonna help.
This
it's
is
gonna
all
thin the blood.
This is all stomach right now. It's all stomach.
You might have done well to get some Pepto.
I don't want to bring the podcast down. I'm just gonna, because I'm too absorbed with how my body feels right now. Go ahead. Wherever you want to take this car.
Wherever I
want to drive. Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about some shit that I saw. Okay. I was going through D.Respect's phone. By the way, D.Respect does not lock his phone. The first thing D.Respect said to me when he looked at my phone and was locked, he was like, "You have a fucking girlfriend, dude. Why'd you lock your phone?" I'm like, I don't know if my dumb friends are gonna try to get into it. I don't know what's gonna happen.
That's very gun control. That's very paranoid of you.
I don't want someone coming into my house. All right, looking at my phone.
Or do
There's
you
stuff
wish
on
somebody
there.
would? You wish a nigga would.
There's probably penis pictures on there. There's actually not. There's probably other pictures on there and stuff. Pictures of secret drawings. I don't know. I like keeping it locked, but I keeping it locked down. D.Respect has two things that annoy me about his phone. He uses Comic Sans MS as his system font. It is gross. It is disgusting.
Oh, there are nerds everywhere just sighing.
If little hearts. Comic Sans. Little hearts on the eyes on his font. Also, when his phone is charged, or like whenever it displays how much battery he has, it doesn't show the percentage. It's just the bar. He doesn't like the numbers.
I don't like...
Because 45 is different from 25. It's just different.
I don't want to know that, though. I don't want to look at my phone.
That's how you keep your phone charged. That's how you stay in the game.
I can't do that at a bar. I can't charge it, so why would I want to know?
You want to know because then you can take preemptive measures to make sure that it doesn't get drained all the way. Maybe you have a bunch of applications open. Maybe you have the Wi-Fi thing on and the location, your GPS on. Take off both of those, then you consume less battery power. You got to think about these things. You gotta do it. He knows I'm right. He doesn't even have any fight in him right now. He's too sick. Otherwise, he would probably yell at me and say something. But no, he can't. He's defeated. He's a man defeated.
I don't have the energy.
I'm gonna give him a double punch to the gut. Just a flying.
Just you saying that is just.
Wait, for real? Is that bad?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
This is
the sick cast.
I'm not even gonna get. I like the charging. I like the percentage when I'm charging the phone. That's fine. But I once, my friend told me something that stuck with me years ago. He said I was obsessing over the battery life on my phone. And I was saying, the phone's probably like at 75%. It's 50%. And then he told me, when you obsess about the battery life on your phone is running you at that point.
And then he proceeded to try and sell you Wake Up Now products, like Gatorade wholesale.
That's what he did. And
I
bought into it.
Let's get down to what I bought here for. I want to talk to you about Avon, all right? I want to talk to you about taking control of your life. We were talking a little bit about certain people trying to sell like Ponzi schemes and stuff like that, and we were also talking last night about, as I was eating my short ribs and polenta, which was pretty delicious, a little expensive. We were also talking about the best way to sell things to people. So if you had to sell a shitty Ponzi scheme, how would you approach someone?
My tactic would be to selling to someone. I believe it's good to not put the products forward, but incorporate a bit of a personality into it. A little bit of bullshit, I guess, because, I mean, it is bullshit at the end of the day, but, you'd like to believe that you're offering this person some form of value. But, I don't know. That'd be very tough for me to do. I couldn't do that type of like cold sales.
Me neither.
I couldn't. Of course, I'm very comfortable with somebody coming in and already knowing
what
like
if they want
my products are.
Something?
I can help you. That form of sales, I'm not familiar with it at all. I'm not familiar with like going on, people's doors like, hey, do you want this? I've done telemarketing before. The company that I worked for, what they basically did was they offered you cash to small businesses within the next 3 to 5 business days if you just needed some cash, you needed a loan, and obviously on top of that loan, we would get little cut while you were paying it back or whatever, or we'll kill you just like the mob does.
Oh yeah.
So I would call people and hey, can I speak to Dominic Robron? And of course, there was a computer that showed Dominic Robron, and he is the owner of.
Does it show my age and sex and how tall I am?
No,
okay.
It does not. No, so I know nothing about you.
Okay.
All I see is Dominic Robron, and it's like Robron Spirits. You're a liquor store owner or something like that.
Did you see the look I gave you when you said Robron Spirits?
He thought it was like some Zentangle thing.
Yeah. Dude, I saw a Zentangle poster at a coffee shop, my local coffee shop. I saw a Zentangle. I flipped out. I was laughing, and people probably thought I was nuts. Zentangle wants you to know that you are nothing. Zentangle.
That's the message that I got when I called Robron Spirits. So I would call the businesses. I remember this one phone call that was hilarious. And again, a lot of times with these jobs, I'm always, in and out of, just sort of these temporary jobs. And the best part of these jobs is when I can always find something that humbles me in the job. And it was this moment when I called this guy in Texas. Don't remember the name of the place. I don't know. It was always a bar or a wine place for whatever reason. That's what we always emphasized. So I call this guy and I'm like, hey, I'm from this company. How would you like it if we could provide you with cash flow within 3 to 5 business days? And he said, what's your name, fella? And then, of course, I said D.respect. And he said, D.respect. You're distracting me right now because I'm a little busy counting my stack of money, and you're in the way.
Oh my God!
And then he said, "So I'm gonna need you to go fuck yourself." And then he hung up the phone.
Yeah.
And I howled in the middle of the office with everybody, like doing their job. I howled. Like, I was like, ha! It made me laugh so hard how this guy just dismissed this shit out of me.
I'm counting a stack of money. Okay, over here.
So I'm gonna need you to get the fuck out of my face. And he just hung up the fucking phone. It was great. It was great. But that's the only form of that sort of sales that I did. And that wasn't even in person.
Man.
So you couldn't be the pyramid scheme guy.
No, I would have to try and I'd be the guy who makes friends with them, take them out to lunch, ask them how their wife. I'd figure out everything about them, their wife and kids, all that shit, and then I'd be like, "Listen, man, like, would you like what if you had like $40 extra every month? Like, would you ever want to like double that or something like that? Would you ever want to do something like that?" That's exactly how I would ask. Mm-hmm. I would sell it so I would. I know I would try and to get numbers eventually during the end of the month, but I would try and really just make it seem like I'm a friend, just giving them kind of.
Okay.
I guess that's what I would try and do.
I saw a really good Big Think video. If you're familiar with Big Think, yeah, very similar to TED. Innovation, inspiration, all that's entrepreneurial stuff.
Flavored condoms, okay? That's my big thing. Flavored condoms
will change the world someday.
No, can you just imagine you have Google Glass inside of the condom, huh?
Dom's working on his TED Talk.
Everyone's getting up and leaving the crowd.
So this Big Think video was this guy, maybe he was in marketing or something like that, and he was basically giving advice on a very specific way to sort of to persuade people. Could be in sales, could just be if you're trying to bang a chick. I found this very interesting, and I think the psychology behind this is very it's very good. So basically, we have a person who let's say they're interested in getting a cash flow within the next 3 to 5 business days, and you're a bit on the fence, and because you're on the fence, this is going to work. So I say, Rob Ron from Rob Ron Spirits, how serious are you from a scale of 1 to 10 of growing your business?
I would say 9.
Okay. Now, you would say 9, but people who are on the fence, you incorporate this to try to really push it through and push your product through.
Because you want them to.
You're not going to say a 9. Because the very reason why I'm telling you this is because you're on the fence. If you're a 9, I'm not. Okay. I'm not getting up. I'm not even using this tactic because I made the sale.
Okay, I'm on the fence. All right, 6.
Right, you're a chick that I fucked already. Right, you're on the 6. So what you do next is you allow the person to talk themselves up by asking them why weren't they the number before. So if you say you're a 6, why didn't you say 5? So basically, you're going to talk yourself up. You're going to say, well, I'm a 5 because I've been saving up my money. I've been budgeting with the establishment. I've gotten my X and my Ys. I'm better with my expenses. So I'm a little bit more serious about my business. So as a person psychologically starts to talk themselves up, it doesn't even become about you selling to them. They're convincing themselves. Wow. They're convincing themselves that, yeah, I have been concentrating more on saving, and I am doing better at this. I think I'm going to go with your investment because, yeah, I think I'm ready for this. So that's the whole idea. But, of course, it's never going to work on somebody who it's done. You can't be a 10. Why weren't you a 9? It's like, dude, fuck you. I'm fucking 10.
What if you're talking to a girl and you're in bed with her and she's like, and you're like, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. How likely are you to fuck? And let's say she doesn't slap you and get out of the bed, which was what she would do. Yeah. Let's say she's like, I don't know, 6. Why aren't you a 5? Tell me that.
This probably wouldn't work in the bedroom.
No, dude, it works. Work with me here. Why aren't you a 5? I don't know, because you didn't treat me kind of nice that one time I got out of your car. All right. Why else? You just keep going. She convinces herself to leave. Get
the fuck out of here with this shit.
Why aren't you a 4? You could be there. I don't know what that voice is.
That was kind of like movie trailer guy. In a world where everyone's a 4.
Why aren't you a 4? How ugly do you think you are? She's like, I think I'm an 8. Why aren't you a 7? It's like, I don't know. I think highly of myself. Maybe you shouldn't. He gets all mean.
Maybe you don't know your father. Always comes back to the dad. Always comes back to the dad.
My father used to drink. Okay.
You in terms of women, you ever found yourself
All right, show's over. I'm sorry. Okay.
at a desperate point where you kind of had to bring out the big guns in order to lock something in?
Close the sale, you mean?
Close the sale.
Close the sale.
Sort of like in the movie by the South Park guys. What is it? The puppet movie with
Bigger, Better, Uncut?
no, the American movie. America.
Team America.
Team America.
I never finished it.
When the puppet girl said, "I will only have sex with you if you promise to love me forever," and he goes, "I swear I'm gonna love you forever." It was something like that. Something. He looks at her straight in her eyes and he said, "Oh no." She said, "I'll have sex with you if you promise me you're never gonna die." And he goes, "I am never going to die." Something like that.
Oh, it's because it's just ridiculous?
Yeah, because it's just so ridiculous. It's like, it's ridiculous of her to request that from him, and of course he's a guy, so he's gonna do anything to fuck her. Have you ever had any epic moments like that of just like total douchiness where it was like, yes, I promise?
I can't really think of anything because my mentality with girls has always been like, this is really backwards, but I always have this gun. The gun is, I'm leaving. I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm separating myself from you. That gun is always to my own head.
Okay.
And I'm dealing with a girl. Any errant move that she makes, I will look for any. If I like a girl a lot, I'm gonna be like, any moment I can leave. If I don't like what you're doing. Right. If this isn't something that we agreed on or something I don't like, I'll just go. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck. I think that's where I think you get a certain type of confidence from that. It's like, I don't care if it's gonna hurt me. I'll do that shit. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck. And they can feel that. The flip side of that is a guy who's like, he's willing to give up everything. It's like, if you're willing to, and of course I have lost out on so many opportunities because I've done this. Of course. But you also, like I said, your confidence kind of shows through in that mentality, which like, I know I could lose you at any point, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. I am okay.
Got nothing to lose.
You being okay with losing him, I think that's attractive, because they know that you're not going to be clingy. That I mean, if you do stick around, I mean, they'll know that you wanna do that.
I believe that was always a premise behind Mystery. I
think that was one of his things.
Yeah, Mystery. It was just the idea. Mystery. If you guys don't know,
also wearing the peacock hats. But
yeah, the peacock and weird jewelry and being very mystical.
Oh, Jesus, Mystery.
Mystery was a guy who, him and Neil Strauss.
Yeah.
I believe they. Who taught who?
Mystery taught Neil Strauss. Neil Strauss spent a bunch of time in Mystery's mansion with him and a bunch of other pickup artist guys.
Yeah.
Neil Strauss learned a bunch of his techniques.
So when the pickup artist thing, which I think was about 5 to 6 years ago maybe, became like real prevalent in our culture, there was reality shows about it. Mystical? God, I'm forgetting his name already.
Mystery.
No,
it was Mystical. Hey!
It was Mystery.
Hey, let me in.
It was Mystery. Oh, okay. There you
hit him.
Watch yourself.
Go to jail.
Always remember that Jon Stewart bit where he's like, Mystical. He's telling you to shake that ass, but watch yourself. I do believe that was Jon Stewart. But yeah. So Mystery, he really banked on that stuff because he was like the guy. Yeah. And one of his premises of the pickup artist, which I do think I agree with, is when you're with a woman, you're always supposed to project this image of, hey, look, I'm not gonna buy you a drink. Let's go back and forth and buy each other shots. We can do that. But I'm not going to overvalue you and undervalue myself. I'm just a very interesting guy, and I just so happen to be hanging out with you. That's what I'm doing at the moment. And I love that, and I do believe that's the idea of changing the way that you see women.
That's the core. That's the core of any, like, if you guys have had any issues with women, and you decide to go through that pickup shit, good luck to you, because you're going to see a lot of shit. You're going to see a lot of guys who want money from you, who want to tell you about all kinds of crazy shit about negging and all that stuff. Throw that shit all out the window. Ultimately, it's about that inner confidence, doing things to make you value yourself. Separate from women. It's like, if you met a guy and he's like, I want to be better with girls, I'd probably tell him, go find some shit that you like doing on your own and go do that and just be a better person. Learn how to do that. And like, people will gravitate towards you because of that, because you'll be a better, respectable person.
Right.
And then it'll translate through when you're at a bar and you don't feel like this woman you just met, by the way, just because she's hot, you got to buy her a bunch of drinks.
Yeah.
She didn't earn any of that.
Yeah.
I
her
guess
genetics.
Exactly.
Just by her genetics.
She spent 2 hours putting makeup on, and I guess that is kind of something. And I guess it's impressive.
She spent 2 hours becoming a Fugazi. That's the theme of this podcast. That is the theme of this podcast.
She's fake. I don't believe it.
Idol fight!
Double D's.
Let's just scream like Pacino for like 2 seconds.
Listen to Double D's.
He's a trickster!
I got my dick sucked.
Back to the show.
That's it.
That's what he does in the trailer before any role.
Yeah. People are just turning their volume down.
Yeah,
Yuck.
seriously.
So when you're at the bar, what happens is, with this PUA stuff, a lot of people are going to get hung up on the technique a lot. That's what like newbies will do. They'll be like, what can I ask a girl? What question can I ask to get a girl in bed with me? And it's like, are you fucking dumb? It's not about that. And it's never been. You can walk up to someone and say, how's your weekend? And girls aren't stupid. They're better at sniffing this shit out than we are. Emotionally, like socially looking at you and just, they know that you're congruent and that you believe this shit. They know that if you're super confident or if you're pretending to be confident, they know all that stuff. So the best thing is to be honest, and it's like, this is what I am. And if what you are is hopefully a guy who's like, I like you, but I don't need to be hovering around you. I won't. I'm just not going to do that. And they will gravitate.
I have options.
That is very important.
I have options.
They want to be with someone who other women find desirable too. Or you have qualities that are desirable. It's just what happens.
I think you tapped into something very, very good. What you said before about do something that you're very good at, and then through that you'll have confidence.
It's true,
because
man,
when
you'll know.
Because when you're not confident, it's because you've got this thing. You got like a needle in the back of your head, and it's like you can't pull the needle out. So it's like when you're in social situations, not necessarily that you're thinking about this thing, but it's hard to get outside of your own head when it's like, oh my God, I've got something that I'm constantly thinking about, and now here's a beautiful fucking thing that I want to stick my dick inside. There's no way that I could get, I normally can't stop thinking about the needle in the back of my head.
Yeah.
And now it's like, it's go time, dude. It's time to fuck. It's time to penetrate. It's time to do what, like, naturally we're born. So it's the idea of like just being like a social. I'm going out there a little bit, but it's the idea of I'm a human being. I have desires and I have things in this world that I want to do. And then when you're in front of a woman, it's like, this is a biological need that I have to have sex with this woman. So it's like, it's so hard to deal with those things. And when you have a release, once you figure out whatever it is that you're very effective at, or just what you're, just makes your soul say yes. And
we're
you can be in a social situation and you're like, hey, I'm that guy. What's
and it's
up?
not
What's
even,
up?
and we're not even talking about like, this is going to get complex here because it's not simple. It's not even. I said some shit just now, and then D.respect said some shit. We have like overlapping themes, but you have to notice it's different the angles we came from because everyone achieves this at a different way. And I'm not saying I'm like at the peak of some mountain or whatever, but I'm saying I will tell you
I am Dominic Robron and I create art.
Have you ever heard of Dom's Sketchcast?
No. What's that?
Well,
yeah, you will hear about it. I just completely ignore it. But like I will tell you 5-6 years ago I've improved a lot. But part of that I think is getting better at shit. But I think another part of it is like that whole it's really corny, but like as much self-acceptance as you can muster. Just like every shitty thing you think about it yourself, just realize that everyone has that, maybe more than you. You're just hoping that you can stomach yourself more than the other person can. And women are like painfully insecure and just a lot of them are just like you think you beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Like they'll look at themselves in the mirror and just be like their harshest critic. And like girls in groups, they're just slicing each other, just the meanest. And I mean, and they don't even have to be explicit about it. And I mean, so just what I'm saying is just know that like if you see someone, and this goes for dudes and girls, if you're looking at a dude and you think this dude has it all together, he thinks, I mean, this dude, I mean, of course he's fucking handsome, of course he gets all these women, all this shit, and it's like you don't realize what's going on in there, or what he might not have that you have. That's another important thing. Handsome and attractive people are notoriously really not interesting and sort of shitty to talk to.
They don't have to do much work.
Exactly.
There's no work that has to be done.
You know what happens when you're fat or ugly? You gotta learn how to be funny. You better learn some shit, or girls are not gonna talk to you.
Right.
Or learn that you can accept yourself and you can be fun or just interesting. Girls will talk to you even if you're weird. Sometimes they like that because it's just different. It's just interesting and it not creepy, but just weird. Like you think about things differently and you share how you feel, and you're not like, and you don't need them, and you just want like you amuse yourself. That's another big thing.
The interesting thing too is that the idea of just a woman, like if she spots you at a bar.
I have no bar game, by the way.
She may not be attracted to you physically, but it's what you said. It's the fact that maybe if she sees you across the bar and you're like the Dos Equis guy, you know, or is it Tres Equis?
It's Dos.
Dos Equis. You know, you're the most interesting man in the world, and though she's not attracted to you, you'd be so intriguing. You'd be like, look at this guy over there. He's 4'2". He's 390 pounds. It's underwater at Eddie, being the most interesting guy in the world.
All the girls love me, you know.
And this would make her wonder, even if she's not attracted to you, she'll want to go over there and find out and pick your head a little bit, you know, and just wonder how it is that this 4-foot guy, 390 pounds, could just, you know, be this, you know, this great personality and whatever. I mean, and I guess that's sort of the thing, that if you change the way that you look at women and how you perceive women, and I know that idea because I've definitely had that idea when I was younger of, I'm so happy that she's speaking to me. I'm so happy that she's letting me fuck her.
You're done at that point.
Yeah.
You're shot in the back of the head. You're a dead man.
Yeah.
You didn't even realize it. Even if she went home with you, even if you got her as a girlfriend, you're done for looking at her that way.
Yeah.
Because she will look at you like this bitch.
Because I think
this dude.
What will happen? I think what will happen is you're being so grateful about everything that she does is eventually going to cause your manhood to collapse, and then with that goes your own inherent desires that you had at the beginning of a relationship, which is probably one of the reasons why she was attracted to you in the first place.
Yeah.
Your ambitions and all that is what attracts a woman to you, and when you're so thankful for having her, you know, and there's a line that you can cross. There's, you know, yes, dear, yo, anything for you. I just feel so privileged to be in this position. Eventually, you'll start to, you won't care as much about the things that you want to do because, of course, you were attracted to her because there are visions that she has, there's aspirations that she has, and it's admirable, and that's why it attracted to you. She's a woman. She's not going to be grateful for you. She's, you know, she's pretty much what a woman is in this society. She's a selector. You know, so she's not, you know, so don't bend your will forward and don't say, well, you know, happy wife, happy life, you know, fuck that. You gotta keep yourself happy as well. And you gotta always realize that you have value yourself.
Because women like that when you're able to say,
exactly,
this is what's gonna happen. Yeah. I'm putting my fucking foot down. Like, I'll move sometimes, but like, this is what I decided is going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the real nuclear bomb, like I said, is that gun that you put to your head, where you're like, I mean, if you really aren't into this, I mean, Go.
Sir, you are going to Japan for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Right. So you're gonna miss out on how many podcasts?
You're gonna pop this one in the middle of the week, so I'd say 2. Yeah, I'm coming back. I'm missing. I'm not gonna be here this Saturday coming up. I'm not gonna be here that next Saturday, but I will be here the one after that. So yeah, so I'm gonna miss 2.
Okay, so so in the middle of that, I'll try to have some guests sit in for you. Maybe Misrespect will be back for podcast. You guys let me know if you want me to bring Misrespect on the podcast. I'll probably fucking end up doing it anyway. So we'll see what we can do. But I wish you a safe trip, sir.
Oh, thanks, man.
I wish you a safe trip. I hope you don't die in a plane crash.
I was thinking about that the other day. Like, would people make memes about me? Like, what would
no one would care.
They'd
make one podcast about it and like
oh, fucking, like, who's that? The dude died. DSP, QSD, QSD, some shit like that. Whatever. My channel, everyone unsubscribes. The views go down on each of my videos to 0. That can't even happen. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. The only thing I'm worried about on the plane is turbulence on the way in to the airport. It's notorious for, like, you'll be going down. I wish you guys could see what my hand is doing. I'm jerking. Your plane will be on a decline, and then it's going in one line, and then poof, it drops. It starts dropping, and your stomach comes up every time. You're just,
yep,
and you feel like your body, like it's like you're on a roller coaster. You're dropping, and I'm just hitting the armrest every time. I'm talking to the captain. I'm mumbling. I'm like, please, dude, please, fucking don't kill me. Chill out, please, dude. Come on. That's the worst. You get that for about 10 minutes. Yeah, you're just dropping and you're spinning and shit, flipping around.
Which is why I can't understand for the life of me how people can like eat edibles and get on a plane.
It doesn't matter, Joe Rogan. Get on a fucking plane.
I can't. No, I've known people in my personal life to have eaten things and gotten on. You'd
be crying.
Along with the paranoia, it's just the actual physical reality of everything. But we've kind of gotta rush out of this podcast because unfortunately, Daddy's got to work on his birthday. Daddy's got to make that money.
Type in LOL, everyone.
Yeah.
In the comments.
Jokes on me. This
asshole. So we could have been hanging out at Momofuku and Jeepney and walking around and Bauhaus, looking at flat butt girls behind the counter.
CD cases. That's Patrice O'Neal.
Them flat booties.
But before we go, we wanna push you into that iTunes area. What we want is this. Okay, I think right now we currently have about like 90.
It's 90.
90 ratings.
Yep.
Is it?
Yep.
90 ratings. We're getting close to episode 100.
We are.
Yeah, we got to get that over 100, guys. We got to get that over 100. I think the triple digits makes us look a little good for that non-double D-er person.
And I gotta say, it's helping. I'm paying attention. All right, I got my list. I'm checking that shit thrice, and we are ending up. We're coming in other people's boxes and other people's subscriber boxes where it's like, oh, you liked this, Brilliant Idiots, for example, which is it's not a good example because we're not in their box, but something like you'll see a podcast and they'll be like, oh, they also listen to this. I saw our podcast in like 2 other shows. And it's just working. All right, we're gonna blow up. It's going to be good, all right? I'll have girls come up to me in the street, and I'll be like, I don't know thee. Get thee behind me,
you,
wench.
My dear, are a Fugazi.
You ever heard of, I know I just don't like to say this at the bar too much, but you ever heard of DSC? Like, what?
Oh, my God. You are the guy behind DSC?
Yeah, it's me.
Are you Dominic Rabburn?
Yeah, that's me.
I thought it was Rabrun.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
You fucked it up. You fucked it up again.
I've got a hangover, and